All right, here we go. Problem 4-9. Find the equation of the line that passes through the point 0, 2 and the point 5, 2. Then complete parts A and B below. I'm going to go ahead and graph the point 0, 2 and 5, 2 so we can get kind of a visual representation of what's going on. So I have the point 0, 1, 2 right there. And the point 5, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1, 2. If I wanted to graph it, we'd say this would be uh-oh, my battery died. Come on, come back, come back. All right, we're good. Sorry about that. Hopefully it'll stay with us here just a little bit longer to get through this problem. All right, let's make sure they're solid. We're good to go. So we're going to have this line here. It goes through those 2 points. We've got a line that is horizontal. So we have, and if you think about slope, slope is defined as rise over run. When we talk about slope being m in that equation, y equals mx plus b. Now, in this case here, if you're not rising at all, remember that is going to be then 0 for your rise, and your run could be any amount. In this case, since we have just those 2 points we were talking about, I could say the run was 5. It wouldn't really matter though, because 0 divided by anything is going to be 0. Okay, so we have a line here with a slope of 0. Now, that means here that we would have, if we're looking at an equation, y is equal to 0 times x. And what would our y-intercept be? Well, remember, this is like our y-intercept. So b is going to equal 1. So we have y equals 0x. I'm sorry, that's 2. Haha, woo. That's a 2 because I counted up 1, 2. So my y-intercept would be 2. Now this equation here, if you have 0 times whatever your input is, it's always going to end up being 0. So this is the same thing as saying y is equal to 2. So the equation of this line right here is y equals 2. This is every point that has a y value of 2. It makes us a horizontal line. Okay, so the equation here would be y equals 2, because every point on this line, we can even look at it here, we could say this here, this point would be, this is -1, 2. We have the point here, which is 0, 2. If you go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have the point here that is -5, 2. And so on. Every point on this line has a y value, for each point has a y value of 2. Now, this is asking us, what is the equation of the x-axis? So as we look at the x-axis here, this being our x-axis, what do all of these points have in common? Well, here we've got the most obvious point there, which is the point 0, 0. Choose another point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could say, okay, this point here is the point -5, 0. If you go all the way back here, this would be the point -10, 0. Way over here, we've got +10, 0. I'm not trying to beat the dead horse here, but I'm trying to make sure we get the point across, because a lot of students forget this. Look at, what do each of these points have in common here? Well, it's that y value. That y value is 0. So our equation there for our x-axis would be y equals 0. The equation of the x-axis is y equals 0. They all have the same y coordinate. If you ever forget that, just draw a coordinate plane and look at what your points are. Okay, there's only so many horizontal and vertical lines that you normally deal with. Now it says, what is the equation of the y-axis? Well, if you look along similar lines, let's look and see here. This point up here, this point would be the point 0, 9. Look at another point here. Well, we also have the same point here at the origin. It's the point 0, 0. If you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, we have the point 0, negative 4. Let's go all the way down to the bottom here. This point would be the point 0, negative 10. So what do each of the points here on the y-axis have in common? Well, we've got that our x-coordinate is the same. And what is that x-coordinate? It is 0. So the equation of the y-axis is going to be x equals 0. Now remember, the first one here is, this would be considered part of a function if you thought about your slope being 0, but a vertical line, the slope is undefined, so this is technically not a function on this one. Can't have a vertical line. Can't have more than one output for a single input. And if 0 is the only input, you couldn't have multiple outputs. But we still have the same x coordinate on each of the points. Hopefully that helps you out there a little bit with that one. If you have questions, make sure you do ask your teacher. And I am moving on.